showtime.
Here's what people have to say about the 2025 event cruise.
Over the top.
Fantastic.
Fun.
One of a kind.
Exciting.
A must try.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
Breakthrough.
Don't miss out on all the fun on the 2026 event cruise. You're not going to want to miss it. Join us. Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. We are going to be getting to the news in just a minute, but we want to say hello to everybody tonight. Bev, how are you? Good to see you. Jan McElveen, good to see you as well. And Dr. Cherie, welcome as always. And Carol Smith, good to see you here at the beginning of the show. And Wrestler Mania, yes, we haven't seen you in a long time. Good to see you on the live show. Danny Mac in the house. He has arrived. Oh, and look at that. It's Alyssa Blake. Hey, buddy. What you doing?
Hey.
Blake, for those new around here, Blake's our grandson. He's the little guy up there behind the plant there. Oh, and Mr. Burfon. What's up, buddy? How are you doing? Hugs to you. Bless you, Lisa. Hopefully you're feeling pretty good today. And Patricia, good to see you as well. And yes, Danny, that event was groundbreaking. Oh, Blake, Bev says hello to you. You remember Bev? You met her on the group cruise, on the event cruise.
Yes.
What's up, Macrina? Good to see you. Yeah, we understood. Breakthrough. Groundbreaking, same thing. Anyway, we are going to be recording for our podcast here in just a minute, and so we're going to be getting into the news, and so we hope that you are all ready. If you haven't been part of our live show before, we do this, the news live, so you can participate. If you are live with us, leave a comment when we ask, because we're going to talk about some of the subjects that are going on in the industry. So with that said, let's get to the podcast. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Hey everybody, welcome to the live show podcast with Tall Man's Cruise Adventures. I am your host, Robert, aka The Tall Man. This is my lovely wife, Lisa, aka Mrs. Tall Man. Not that anyone ever calls her that. We are coming to you live right now from Tall Man Mobile, somewhere here in Tennessee. And tonight we're going to be talking about all things cruising and what's going on this week. So let's get right to it. First thing that I want to do is I want to go over a little bit of what's going on still in the Middle East. Last week we talked about it, and we told you we would keep you in the loop of what's going on. For a quick recap, there are 6 ships that are stuck in the Middle East because of the conflict and what's going on over there with Iran. MSC Eurybia is stuck in Dubai. TUI Cruises has the Mein Schiff 4 and 5 stuck over there. Mein Schiff 4 is in Abu Dhabi. Mein Schiff 5 is in Doha. Celestial Cruises has the Journey and Discovery both over there. One's in Doha, one's in Dubai. And Arroyo Cruises, which is a small cruise line, it's a Middle Eastern cruise line, I believe based out of Saudi Arabia. Anyway, they are also stuck in Dubai. Now, not are just the ships stuck, but all the passengers that are on there are stuck. And because there's sort of been no fly zones. The airports have been closed down. Now, since last week, the airports, some of them, at least in Dubai, have reopened with very limited service. And as of this broadcast, the MSC Euribia has been able to get approximately 1,500 people on planes and on their way home to a variety of different places. I know a few of the other cruises are trying to transfer for people from where they are to Dubai, because that is the most major airport there, and flights are leaving from there. It is unknown how many people are still left on the ships, but we know it is many. So I know they're having sort of an extended cruise, but they're kind of stuck on the ship.
They are, yeah.
So, but there is some movement, at least in the sense that they have begun to try to, get some of the passengers on planes on the way home. What I don't know is can they opt to stay on the ship?
That would be us.
Well, I mean, think about it. If you're afraid to get on a plane because you have a fear that it might, be mistakenly shot down as a military craft instead of a passenger. I don't know. Another thing that I want to talk about from last week, I want to make a correction. We were talking about the Carnival Sunshine losing power, but I said, I didn't say Sunshine. I said, what did I say?
Did you say sunrise?
Sunrise. I said the Sunrise by accident. And she didn't catch it. But
I didn't catch it. Yeah, I apologize.
It was the Carnival Sunrise that lost power last week. So, that being said, let's move on to the news this week. And we've got a bunch. And some of it, it's always very interesting to me, some of these things that happen. We have a lot of itinerary changes. And for what I feel are very strange and weird reasons. For instance, NCL drops Vietnam. We're not going to talk about the ship, but NCL actually, I think... It was the I probably should talk about the ship. It was the Norwegian Sun, who's over there doing a cruise. It's a 2-week cruise, and they had to drop Vietnam because of cargo congestion. They couldn't get to a dock.
Well, that's interesting.
I found that interesting too.
Yeah.
Also, another NCL ship had a last-minute change, and it's the Epic. It was supposed to go to St. Lucia. It's dropping St. Lucia and going to be staying overnight in Barbados instead. Again, we're going to talk about that in a little bit more detail in a second. The Carnival Freedom is doing a transatlantic, getting over there to do a summer in Europe, as well as when it's finished, it's going to be doing a dry dock. But it's dropped Gibraltar and going to do Morocco instead.
Oh, interesting.
And the last one, which I probably find maybe the most interesting of all, well, maybe not most interesting, but, just it is what it is. But Royal Caribbean is for the Legend of the Seas, their new ship coming out very, very soon. They've dropped Jamaica on several of their 6-day itineraries, and they've added Cozumel instead.
What?
And I find the timing of that very, very interesting. Again, we're sort of going to delve into all of this right now. So, when a cruise line puts an itinerary together, they just don't arbitrarily pick ports.
No.
Right? They have to confirm that there's space for them to go.
Right.
And book it ahead of time.
Yeah.
Reserve the spot. So when all of a sudden there is no spot, that just becomes very strange to me.
I agree.
Now, if a cargo ship broke down and couldn't get away from the dock, I don't know, maybe they can move it with tugs. I don't know how all that infrastructure really does work. But, I mean, you've reserved space.
Yeah.
And you're paying to bring the ship there.
Right.
The passengers that are on the ship, some of them may have specifically booked this itinerary to go to Vietnam. Now, in this particular case, they've added Cambodia. They were not originally going to Cambodia, so they're still getting to do, I believe, the 6 different countries that they were going to go to. And Cambodia, of course, is just as interesting to me as Vietnam would be. But that's us.
That's us, yeah.
I can't speak for everybody that is on the ship, but I just find it strange that they dropped that particular port. The next one, to me, is even more interesting because they dropped St. Lucia, and they're deciding to stay in Barbados overnight. Now, the reason behind that is they claimed port congestion. Now, according to everything that I can find, there are only 2 other ships in port that day. But they're, fairly large ships. And in the end, it's going to mean there may be approximately 10,000 people on the island that day from cruise ships. Now, St. Lucia only has, approximately 20,000 people that live there full time.
Right.
So that is a lot of passengers.
It is, yeah.
But it is not unprecedented. They've had over 10,000 people from cruise ships there several times. In fact, when they broke the record, one of the NCL ships was actually part of that. So I find it strange that they've dropped it. St. Lucia can actually host 5 ships at a time.
Wow.
So the fact that it's only 3 ships, I find it interesting that they've dropped that port and they're going to stay overnight in Barbados instead.
Yeah, that is very interesting.
And of course, for us, St. Lucia is one of our favorite islands to go to. That would be for us, that would be one of those, man. I mean, we would go and still have a good time.
Oh, absolutely.
It wasn't going to ruin our cruise.
Absolutely.
But it would definitely be,
It'd be disappointing. Yeah.
Yeah, it would be a... right?
Definitely.
Man, that sucks.
Yeah.
All right?
Wow, very interesting.
And then, of course, we mentioned the Carnival Freedom drops Gibraltar with no information given why. Not any kind of reason. So that one's just up in the air. Now, interestingly enough, when it's done over in Europe and with its dry dock, when it's coming back to America, it's doing the same exact itinerary. Gibraltar's on that itinerary.
Interesting.
It hasn't been changed.
That is very interesting. I don't know, personally, for me, I've never been to Morocco, so that would actually be really cool.
I agree.
But it is definitely strange. I mean, regardless, it's definitely strange.
And we've only been to Gibraltar one time, and it was sort of cloudy and overcast. We really didn't get a good view of the rock.
Yeah. Yeah, not until much later.
Yeah. So, but Royal Caribbean dropping Jamaica and adding Cozumel. To me, that is the most interesting. It's on a couple of itineraries towards the end of 2026, right at about the time they're opening their brand new private destination right there in Cozumel.
Oh, isn't that interesting?
Isn't that coincidental? Now,
Things that make you go,
right. So, according to, their website and everything, their new private destination in Mexico, in Cozumel, is not supposed to open until late 2026, like I think December 31st. However, there's been a few leaks that suggest that it's going to be ready actually much earlier, maybe as early as September. So the fact that they're dropping Jamaica and adding this as a port leads me to say, it's going to be open, and they're hoping. They're hoping. Did you
just coin a new term?
I don't know. Damn smoky maggots.
You're going to have to explain that one.
I will. I'll explain that later. Anyway, I just find it interestingly coincidental. I don't know. Do you guys? What do you all think about these? Mostly, honestly, the St. Lucia with the Epic and the Legends change of itinerary. And I believe expecting more was hinted at. So anyway, we want to know what you think about that. So,
Yes, let us know.
let's see what people have to say about that here in just a minute. We just got back from our cruise on the Celebrity Apex. Now to put my nose to the grindstone and into footage. Hey, get at it. Macrina's like, that was a fantastic event cruise. Yes, it was.
Yes.
Hello,
thank you.
Gina. Welcome. Jan. Blake waved hi, by the way. Now he's off to bed. Good night, buddy. Good night.
Good night, Blake.
Everybody says good night to Blake.
Love you too. Bye.
Everyone, please remember to click that thumbs up. Thank you, Wrestler Mania. We appreciate that.
Thank you.
And hello, Tuesday. Okay, so nobody's commented on that yet. So we'll keep on to the news. Okay?
All right.
Because another one of the big things that was in the news this week is the CDC has issued a warning about polio.
Oh, no.
32 countries have registered an uptick in cases of polio.
Oh, my.
Now, of course, I can't speak for any other country other than the United States, but a lot of people got the polio vaccination when they were children. I know I did. Plus, they gave it to me again when I was in the Army. But I'm not worried about that. But there's a lot of people who didn't or chose not to get the vaccination. Okay, so it's been polio has been reported in Africa, Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. So in a lot of different places.
Wow.
And so they have issued a level 2 travel health notice about the polio virus.
Wow.
So if you are going to be going on a cruise, normally there aren't a lot of shots and different things that you need to do typically ever. But this is something that you're going to want to pay attention to, and make sure that if you had never gotten the polio shot, antibodies, whatever,
Might want to think about it.
You consider possibly doing that.
Yeah. My
Because
goodness.
that is not a fun disease to mess with.
No, definitely not.
It's not like the norovirus. It's just going to go away in a couple days.
Right.
For those people who don't wash their nasty hands.
Thank you, Macrina. He's been saying that all week, by the way.
Wash your nasty hands. All right. So moving further into the news this week, speaking of Norwegian, we're going to get back to NCL.
Okay.
And they have officially taken possession of the Luna.
Yay! Nice new ship.
And promptly said, if you want to go see this one particular show, it's going to cost you $45.
Oh, no. Wah, wah, wah,
I know.
wah.
I just, man, that's a healthy number.
That is.
NCL's been known to charge extra for some of their shows. They've had Blue Man Group on there before, and some Cirque du Soleil type stuff,
yeah.
some Broadway stuff, and they would charge extra for some of these shows.
Right.
They used to have a group on there called Legends at Sea, and they would do like real tributes, impersonation type tribute things. They would charge for that. But this what they're charging for, they have a new show. It is called Lunatique Pop Circus. Now, this is an adults-only show. You have to be 21 to go. It's going to be a little risque, right? So, I don't know if there's nudity. They're not quite clear on their website exactly what it is, but it states that it's an interactive, character-driven experience where our vibrant troupe of circus performers take center stage. Okay, don't know where it goes from that, but it's $45.
Wow.
Now that isn't listed on their website.
No.
It's on the app. So somebody reported that, seeing all of a sudden that it popped up on their app.
Okay.
And so I'd find that a little curious as well.
Yeah.
But who wants to pay $45 to go see one of these shows?
Yeah. No, not me.
I mean,
I'm cheap.
We've talked about this before with the entertainment on board. This is another one of those things that was always included as part of a cruise, right? The entertainment is part of that. And slowly but surely, the cruise industry is pulling away those things that used to be included. And now they put a lot of them behind the paywalls. And so, it just doesn't sit well with me.
No.
At all whatsoever.
No.
So... yeah, what do you guys think about that? Really? You want to pay $45 to go see the show?
No, I don't think I do. I love listening to the ocean. I'd be quite happy, on an upper deck somewhere listening to the sound of the ocean.
Or a balcony if we had a balcony
cabinet.
cabinet.
If we had a balcony, yeah. Yeah.
Well, I agree. And at least, for what we do with the channel, a lot of you guys know that we love to record the shows and we put them up on our Patreon site, which, speaking of which, thank you to all of our Patreon members. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I got to get some new content up for you. I apologize. But we put different content up for them. In fact, all the shows that we record, we put up to our Patreon site. Okay, so if you want to become part of the Tallman Clan, please go ahead and go there. But they are very, very particular about recording shows on NCL. So... anyway, but I found that interesting. Now, there are some shows that are included, okay? They're going to have Rocket Man, the celebration to Elton John.
Okay.
Which will be full production, and there'll be some dancers and things. It sort of reminds me of what they did on the Aqua. When we were on the Aqua with the Prince show.
Yes.
So not really a production show like I would think. It's a tribute to Elton John. I'm sure it's going to be fantastic, but not like the production shows that you might think that a lot of the ships carry. They're also going to do Sid Norman Sid Norman's presents an Eagles tribute, or a tribute to the Eagles. Again, this is a straight up tribute. Sid Norman's is a club there, or maybe that's not the name of the club, or is it? Yeah, I think it's the name of the club.
Sid Norman's
and
the club.
And the band in there is fantastic.
Yeah,
oh my
without
God,
a doubt.
they're great,
Talented.
So they come out of that bar club,
Out of the venue, yeah.
right, and go into the main theater.
Yes.
And they're going to do an Eagles tribute, and I'm sure it's going to be fantastic. They're also going to have something called Heiko, where innovation meets wonder, and that's more of a sci-fi thing, and there's going to be a lot of multimedia and different things like that. There will be some gymnasts and different acts like that. So that's, I think, more of the shows that would think would be a big production show on a ship. So those 3 shows are free and included. But if you want to go see Lunatique, that's going to be, first of all, you got to be 21, and it's going to cost you $45.
Wow. Okay.
So let's see.
Good information.
And Jen's like, I would not pay.
No, I wouldn't either.
Patricia says, if it's a Broadway level class, maybe won't mind paying, but if it's amateur hour, then no. So here's the thing. How are you going to know?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe after the ship's been out at sea and there's been some people on it for a while, and they come back saying, "Oh, the show was fantastic." Well, maybe that would say something. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, John says, "Hi, I wouldn't pay money for a show. Have 2 NCLs coming up. Hopefully, some entertainment." They do have entertainment included, like I just mentioned, even on the Aqua, right? But this one particular show, yeah, nope. Carol says, nope, don't want to pay for the shows. All right. Bev says, I might consider paying for a full Broadway show on board, but it should be included. So it's not going to be a full Broadway show. It's probably going to be a 45-minute-ish sort of thing. It's not even in the main theater. It's going to be in the Improv at Sea Club. So even a smaller venue, which typically is going to have smaller ceilings and things. I don't know. At least that's, what the reports are. Let's see what actually happens.
That is very interesting.
John says, wouldn't pay for a show. Looking forward to our Aqua Cruise in May. I know this is sort of a double, John, but something tells me you hit enter before you got finished typing. Also a bonus cruise on the Pearl in April. Excellent.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, reviews. Mr. Burfon says, I guess it's how well I do in the casino that night.
Oh, you always do well in the casino.
Yes, you do. You're on the Liberty of the Seas, but that's not an NCL ship, so anyway. All right, well, I'm glad we're not alone in thinking about that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, I don't know, NCL, maybe you listen up and, well, it's going to be this simple. If nobody pays and goes to the show,
then
you're either going to make it free or drop it, one of the two, right? Because it just seems so silly to 45 and 40. I mean, it's a healthy number.
It is.
Right? Now,
Yeah.
of course, you got to be 21 up, so you're not bringing the kids.
No.
It's just for mom and dad.
Yeah.
Right? That's another $90. It's just, ching ching, ching ching. I don't know. Speaking of ching ching, ching ching,
Oh.
Princess Cruises is doing a little sly under the carpet kind of thing.
Oh, are they?
They quietly raised the cost for shipping the medallions to their passengers pre-cruise.
Wait a minute. Didn't they always just ship those free of charge? Or did you have to pay? I thought those were always just shipped.
$10. That's what it used to be.
Oh.
So maybe when they first started with it, it was free. But as of a few days ago, it was $10.
Interesting. And now what is it going to be?
$20.
Really?
If you live in Canada, it's gone from 15 to 25.
Really?
Yeah.
And that's per person, I'm assuming. We don't know.
For those who don't know, who have never been on Princess before, the Princess Medallion is basically like an electronic key card. So instead of you having to carry your key card all the way around, you can either wear it like on a lanyard. It's just a little cute little round thing, or you can put it on your wrist, like when we
They have
were on
little bracelet
little
things.
bracelets that you can put on and stuff.
Yeah.
And it gets you in your cabin. It pays for everything. It's just a little bit easier way to get, around the ship and do what you want to do. But yeah, you can pick it up at the port for free when you get to the ship.
Okay.
You don't have to have it ahead of time, but a lot of people want it ahead of time.
Well, I remember when the last time we were on Princess, we were on the road, so we didn't get them, even though they were supposed to have been delivered.
Yes.
We didn't have them.
No.
So when we went to board the ship, they gave us the normal key card.
Yes.
And then we had to go back later for the medallion.
Once we were on the
Once
ship.
we were on the ship.
Yeah.
So that in itself was a little interesting.
Yes. Because we paid for them,
We did.
but we never got them.
Right.
Yeah. So that was that actually started sort of under the carpet there quietly on
Interesting.
February 27th. So that started a couple weeks ago.
Cha-ching.
Cha-ching, cha-ching.
Yeah.
Cha-cha-cha-cha-ching.
Wow.
Bakrina, by the way, says, I'm not paying for a show. It says, it makes you wonder if they are testing the market to possibly start charging for more shows. Well, interesting, Jen. They've done this before.
They have,
This is
yeah.
not their first time out.
Definitely not.
And, of course, we talked a little bit about NCL last week. There's a lot of shakeup going on. They have a new CO and the lawsuit with this guy they've arrested and all this
Right.
stuff. So,
Yeah, they've got all kinds of stuff going on.
but speaking of which, Chris says, question, isn't the CEO of Norwegian the same guy who ran Burger King? Yes, it is. Should explain why $45 for a show. Yeah, potentially, right? We put out a video not so long ago, just a regular video. It wasn't a live show about a potential of where the cruise line is heading.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about it a little bit, I think, just last week. Maybe I can't remember, but. There's a lot of bad things going on in Las Vegas right now. There are a lot of hotels. There's some that may have to close and claim bankruptcy. What's going on in Vegas right now is not a good thing. In short, basically it got so corporate. They took away all the things that were free and started putting everything behind a paywall. Like for those who've been to Vegas years ago, you remember walking down the strip and seeing the fountains at the Bellagio and seeing the pirate show down. I mean, just the volcano at MG, just all these cool things. It got people out of the hotels and got them walking around and doing other things to include spending more money.
Yes.
Well, they've gotten rid of all of that. And plus, the cost of everything is absolutely through the roof. And so people, if they are showing up, they're not leaving the hotel and they're not necessarily spending the money they used to spend because it's just so bloody expensive. But they're certainly not moving around. And that is affecting all the hotels. And so I saw it, and I feel that's what's happening with the cruise industry. So I did a comparison video about the status of Las Vegas and where the cruise industry is now. And if they're not careful, they might be going down that same path. Mm-hmm. It's on our channel. If you're new around here, it's just Tall Man's Cruise Adventures. It's a regular video. We just put it out, I think, a couple of weeks ago. That is definitely one worth watching. So.
It's definitely interesting when you compare them side by side and see what's
Yeah.
going on. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we did talk about it a little bit last week.
We did,
on
a
the
little
show,
bit, yeah.
So let's move on. I talked
Yeah.
about it last week. I would pick it up at the port. We have many, right? Yeah. I don't see a need to get it ahead of time, but I mean, there's people who want it ahead of time. But if you do want it ahead of time, it's going to cost $20 now.
Wow.
Sorry, many mail strikes here, right? So I understand that. Yeah. Why would you honestly need them ahead of time? I don't know, Jan. I don't know.
I guess, so you don't have to go through and get the key card to begin with and then go back and get it. I have no idea.
Bougie, I guess.
Yeah.
Bougie. Yeah.
I did like the card, though. That was actually really cool because when you're walking up to your cabin door, it unlocks the door for you.
Just before you get there.
Just before you get there.
And oddly enough, you can hear it go.
You can
as
hear the
you're coming
click.
up to it.
Yeah, so
pretty
it's
cool.
really cool.
Yeah, Danny, the 99-cent buffets. They used to be fantastic.
And they're gone.
Yep. John says, just reading about the Lunatique show. Apparently it does include 4 themed cocktails, a souvenir glass. Still a no, but I guess people will go. I think that's how they're trying to justify it, is including a few
The
cocktails
alcohol.
and a souvenir cup, if you will, or a glass, whatever it is.
But if you've bought the drink package already,
I know.
what good is that?
Because their next
Because they still have their limits, so it's not like it's going to get you over your 15 drinks.
now for those who get up to the 15 drinks. Yeah, I don't know. All right, let's move on.
All right.
So, the Seven Seas Navigator, is gonna turn into a residence ship.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
But it's not Seven Seas who's doing it. They didn't sell it. They did a long-term lease, a 9-year charter, technically, with an option to purchase to a new cruise line, a new residence cruise line called Avora, Avora, Avora. What I find interesting is Avora is created by the same people who created Via V.
Ah, okay.
So Via V is going to be, for lack of a better term, we'll call it the contemporary residence at sea.
Okay.
Where for a lot of people, not everybody, the entry level to play is reasonable.
Right.
Okay? Because prior to that, really the only one out there is the World.
Yes, and that's
It is
very expensive.
very expensive.
Yes.
Well, Avora, excuse me, and by the way, the ship is going to be called the Avora Lumina.
Okay.
It's going to be in the middle. Prices haven't really been discussed yet, but it's going to be in the middle. So if Via V is the contemporary, we're going to call the Avora the premium.
Okay.
If the World is the luxury.
The luxury. Gotcha.
Right. So,
Well, I had heard, I don't know, months ago that Via V or Villa V, that they were going to have a luxury ship. So I wonder if this is what they were talking about. I don't think it's a separate thing. I bet this is it.
I think this is it. But instead of bringing it under the Via V brand,
You would think that the name, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Odyssey, and what's the other one again? The new one? The Avora?
Avora, it's going to be the Lumina.
Lumina.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's currently the Seven Seas Navigator. Now that's going to be coming out in January of 2028.
Okay.
Okay, so not like tomorrow.
Right.
Right, because obviously, these cruise lines, they announce itineraries way in advance.
Well, of course.
Of course, they're bound to change them at a moment's notice, like we talked about earlier in the broadcast.
Well, Mother Nature and all.
Well, it's not Mother Nature. It's
Not this time.
yeah, it's going to be too crowded, so we don't want to go.
Right.
But I just don't. That just doesn't make sense to me. So anyway, the last thing we have to talk about in the news this week is actually Carnival. We haven't talked about anything. Well, the Carnival Freedom. So anyway,
Yeah.
Carnival, as announced, they are going to be changing their food.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're going to be doing a lot of changes to all the menus in the main dining room. They're making changes to the buffet. I don't think they're changing anything else when it comes to specialty restaurants and stuff. But they're actually testing some of that right now on a couple of their ships.
Oh, are they? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Very nice.
I was hoping to see some leaks of what these menus and food and things are, because they really haven't said anything too much. So we don't really know, because they're testing it to see what people like and what people don't like. But there's going to be a big change throughout this year to the Carnival's menus and the food offerings.
Very nice.
What I do know is the main dining room. They're going to have something called Emerald Selects, which will feature signature dishes from Emerald Lagasse, who's their head culinary officer, right? Their chief culinary officer. Stuff like crab cakes, crab and shrimp cakes, tuna crudo, and firecracker snapper. These are things that have been kind of leaked out a little bit. There'll also be Carnival crew favorites on the menu.
Okay.
And these will be select global type flavors that the
right.
crew likes to eat.
Very nice.
There'll be some changes to the everyday menu for those who go on Carnival, or pretty much every cruise line out there. When you go into the main dining room, every night there's a different menu. But there's always 3 or 4 things on the sort of everyday part of the menu that you can order if you don't like the offerings of that day.
Yes.
So there's chicken, typically some sort of chicken.
Yes.
You know,
like a grilled chicken.
Or something. A
Yeah.
steak and some pasta or whatever. So, but the everyday menu is being revamped as well.
Okay.
And then their express dining, which we experienced on our event cruise when we were on the Horizon, November 8th of last year. Remember, November 8th this year, our next event cruise. But they had just started it, I think, like
that week on that ship.
the first, when we got on.
I believe they had tested it in a couple of other ships previously, but that was the first time on the Horizon.
So what express dining essentially is, it's not exactly the full menu that is being served in the regular part of the main dining room. It is a cut down version of the same menu. So instead of 4 or 5 choices, you get 2 or 3.
Yes.
Right? And you're in and out in 45 minutes.
Yes.
Guaranteed.
It was very quick.
We
loved it.
We ate there most nights, if
We
not
did.
every night.
Yeah.
And it was shoo, shoo. And we didn't feel limited by selection at all whatsoever.
No, we didn't. We didn't feel rushed either.
No.
It was just the service was very quick.
We've talked about this before, right? These days in the dining rooms, communal dining is not always the case. Meaning, when we first started cruising, it was always a 6 top or bigger, and if it's just 2 of us, you're going to be seating with 4 other people.
Yes.
Now they still have that, but it's not as prevalent as 2 tops and 4 tops.
Right.
And so when we go to sit down, they usually just sit us by ourselves, and we eat pretty quick. I mean, we go in, we eat our food, and away we go, right? And so typically, in most cases, dining's pretty quick. But we've talked about this before in some of the ships that we've gone on, not Carnival, but in general across the industry, that we're like, man, that was a 2.5 hour dining experience. Holy crap, we missed the show. We almost missed the stream, whatever it was, right?
Right.
So I think this is an interesting, concept to get people in and get people out. So I don't know. What do y'all think? 45-minute dining in the main dining room? Or do you think it potentially cheapens the experience further? Right? We've sort of talked about this in other broadcasts, how what used to be really, and I'm using the word exquisite lightly because we are talking about Carnival, but there used to be linens. There used to be full complements of silverware. Just shy of white glove service, if you will. The dinner itself was sort of an event, right? It was a thing, and people dressed. I don't mean over the top all the time, but people dressed. It was inappropriate. I mean, if you're on land and you go to Seasons 52, you're not going there in flip-flops and shorts. They won't let you in the door, okay? Well, main dining rooms on certain cruise lines have kind of gotten like that. They've gotten away with a more structured dining environment. So does even speeding it up and offering this 45 minutes, does that cheapen the experience more and make it closer to fast food? I don't know. I want to know your comments. If you're with us live, leave it in the chat. If you're watching the replay or listening, we do actually answer all our comments. So if you're listening to the podcast via normal podcasts, if you're watching the video podcast, again, leave a comment. We do answer them. We want to hear what your thoughts are of that.
Well, I will say that, when I'm on Facebook and see John Heal's post, a lot of people talk about how they feel like it takes way too long in the dining room. And I think that the express dining is them actually listening.
I agree.
I really do feel that, that a lot of people want that these days. You want to get to the show and you want to do other things.
Experience more of the ship.
Yeah. And, since it has become more of a 2 top, 4 top, and you're only seating with your own people rather than meeting others, there's more. There's not, that deep conversation that takes up so much time. I think it's, you already know who you're sitting with and so the conversation, even though it's good conversation, hopefully,
of course.
It's brief because you already have shared what's going on with your day and
you know what I think?
What's that?
Let's get you out of the restaurant where we're not making money on you and get you out into the rest of the
Well, that
ship
could
where
be
you
too.
spend money.
That could be too. And hey, it's a win-win because everybody's been talking about how it takes too long in the restaurant.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
That could be.
A couple other things I didn't mention about changes. They are changing C-Day brunch as well. They're going to be changing the menu in the C-Day brunch and updating that. The Lido Buffet is also having enhancements to the breakfast and lunch menus. So they're having that going on, as well as the midnight buffet, which starts at 11:30. It's not the midnight buffet anymore.
It's not the midnight buffet. It hasn't. Yeah.
The midnight buffet used to start at midnight.
Oh, the midnight buffet is just not the same.
But they are opening up to more food. And so the midnight buffet is going to be changing as well. So
Okay, well that's good news too.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I miss the old school midnight buffets. Those were awesome.
I do too.
Yeah.
Mr. Burfron wants to know, on Norwegian, isn't it open bar? No, it's not. Just like any cruise line, they have drink packages that you can buy. However, they're free at sea or whatever the program they're calling it now. It's very inexpensive if you buy that package.
Yeah.
It works out to be like $35 a day.
Something like that. That is the cheapest
20 something
adult beverage package anywhere.
You're only paying the tips or the gratuities or
Yeah,
something.
it's like $35 a day.
I think it's less. I think it's 20 something, $28.
Is it?
or
No,
20.
I thought it was 35.
No, $26. It averages 26 or 27 bucks a day.
Yeah, I still think it's 35, but that's okay.
It's not. I promise you. I promise you.
It's still way less than any of the
Yes.
other cruise lines.
Yeah, because the other cruise lines are anywhere typically between 80 and 100 and something
plus
bucks.
the gratuities.
Plus the
Yeah.
gratuities.
Yeah.
So, but
This
yeah.
you're just paying the gratuities.
So it's not open bar, Mr. Burfon.
No.
And Patricia says, or if you don't drink alcohol, it makes no sense. Exactly.
Yeah.
And then Danny says, 4 cocktails in 45 minutes? Sheesh. Muted. Actually, you're probably going to have to refresh. We are not muted. Or, hang on. Does that mute us? No, that doesn't mute us either. So, no, we're not muted. Just want to make sure our changing screens didn't mute us.
Yeah, sometimes that happens in YouTube. If you refresh the screen, it should pop back in. I know that you can't hear me, so hopefully somebody will type that in the comments.
Maybe the lease, Bev says, maybe the lease situation frees ViaV from any ship issues like they had with the current ship before they got going, since it's an active ship. I don't think that would have any difference of bringing it into ViaV and or creating a new brand. I think it's just them separating
Yeah, well, the
classes of ships.
Yeah, well, the thing with ViaV and all of their troubles getting started was that ship had been docked because of COVID, and in the process, a lot of paperwork and things, I guess, turned up missing, and so they had all
not
the
some, all
certifications. So they had to go be recertified through everything,
like it was a brand new ship,
and
they found some problems.
They did.
So in the long run, it was a good thing.
In the long run, it was a good thing.
But it did make some big delays.
Yeah, and so being that this ship is operating and is going to operate apparently until they take over, I don't think that they're going to have that issue.
Yeah.
I hope not.
Patricia says, I'm still missing the MDR from the event cruise. Need someone else to cook for me. Was so good. Yeah, we had a fantastic time on the event cruise.
Yes, we did.
We'll talk more about that when we're done here in just a minute. And it says, the more people they can get to eat in the dining room, the less other options they need to have open. But it's the other options they make the money on.
It is.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know.
Yeah.
Patricia also says, in real life, I like to stretch out my dining experience. I'm there to take it all in. If I want fast, then I'll drive through. So MDR, long. Go to Lido if you want fast.
Well, and that's the nice thing about the express meal is you have the option when you make your reservations if you want to take time and eat or if you want the express. And, we talk about this all the time with us when we're on a ship because we do have our live streams every night. We need to get in and out or we're going to be late or we're going to be, missing things.
But we don't want to eat at the buffet. We do want the main dining room.
Correct.
Right?
Because we do enjoy the main dining room. So I do like that because it gives us the option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to Patricia and a few other people's comments about the event cruise, right? So that was also unique because everybody was sitting at the same table.
Yes.
So there was that communal part of the conversation and all that stuff,
it's like
right?
you already knew each other because you're all chatting together as it is.
Or if it's just, me and Lisa at a two-top. I mean, we're side by side all day long.
Yeah.
We talk at dinner, obviously, about the day's events, about what's going to come up on the live show that night when we're on a ship. But ultimately, eat, get in.
Yeah. So for us, it's great. Yeah.
I think it's either a good thing or a bad thing. It's just I think it's an interesting thing.
It is.
And we enjoyed it. But Karina says she loves the MDR. Okay, back to. Refreshed many times. Interesting. Wonder what's going on.
Yeah.
Trust me, if we were muted, you'd see like 6,000 muteds in there from everybody. Other free options. Yeah, no, they want you to pay for stuff. So, anyway. All right. On that note, that's all the news we had to talk about this week here for the cruise industry. Week ending, March 8th. 2026.
Yes.
So we thank you for listening to the podcast. We will see you on the next one. Ciao. All right, everybody. There we go.
Yes.
So there's the podcast.
And I've seen some names in here tonight that I haven't seen in a long time. So thank you guys.
I know. Chris, good to see
we
you again,
missed
buddy.
you.
It's been a
Patricia,
while. Mr. Burfon, John.
Yes,
Haven't seen a lot of you guys in a while.
I know.
Or you're on and you're just quiet when you come on.
That could be too. Just not talking to us.
Yes. Yes. Anyway, so for those who haven't been on a while, if you noticed, we are not in the studio.
Yeah.
We've had to go back on the road.
Yes.
So we're in Tennessee.
We are.
Yeah. Man, it's beautiful up here.
It is gorgeous up here. Wow.
We're sort of in eastern Tennessee, and we're close to the Smoky Miggets.
At least that's what our GPS keeps telling us as we're driving around.
For those who've been, again, with us for a while, I have this English chap. I have his voice.
Yes,
as
Jeeves.
we call him Jeeves. He's the voice on my GPS. And on the road signs, as you're driving, it says Smoky MTS.
Smoky Mountains.
We all know that means mountains.
Yeah.
But he thinks it means miggets. the Smoky Miggets.
Turn left towards the Smoky Miggets.
So
we've been laughing about that all week.
a couple of times a day, every day, we're driving by a sign and turn left towards Smoky Miggets. Like,
That never gets old.
where's those other letters come from?
I don't know.
How does one get miggets?
I mean, I could hear mitts, maybe.
Yeah.
Smoky mitts.
Mitts,
No,
but where's the G
miggets.
come from?
I don't know.
John says drink package $28.50 per person per day.
Fine. Fine. Thanks for looking that up. Appreciate it.
Thank you, John. I remember it was in the 20s.
Thanks a lot for proving me wrong.
Hope you come on the group cruise so she can slap you. Speaking of event cruise, I keep on calling it a group cruise. It is an event cruise. Who is going on the event cruise? Of course we are. If you're not, shame, shame, shame. Here's some information for you. Here's what people have to say about the 2025 event cruise.
Over the top.
Fantastic. Fun.
One of a kind.
Exciting.
A must try.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
Breakthrough.
miss out on all the fun on the 2026 event cruise. You're not going to want to miss it. Join us. All right, just in case you didn't get enough time to write that down, if you wanted to write it down, there is the email. So we are not travel agents, so we didn't book this to have bookings off you guys. We just want to hang out and have a good time, and we do throw an event. If you have any questions about that, just ask some of the people that were on the 2025 event cruise. A lot of them were interviewed there. At least we put a little snippets of in there, but it was a fantastic time. We do throw all kinds of events and games and cash prizes and giveaways and all kinds of things. It's not just us just going to go sit in a room and play kumbaya. We're going to have a good time. But it's, like I said, we're not travel agents. So we do have a travel agent we're working with. Her name is Kathy. We've been working with Kathy and the agency she works for. Chris is my good friend. He owns the agency. And so just send us an email and we will forward you Kathy's information. If you want to know what the prices for the different cabins are, I'm not sure what's left. I have no idea. Okay. I'm not going to lie to you. I haven't talked to her in a while, but the prices are posted up on our Facebook group. Okay. It is a private group, so you do have to answer 2 questions to get in. If you don't answer the 2 questions, I'm telling you, it's just going to decline you. Don't even bother trying. First question is, what was your first cruise? If you've never been on a cruise before and you're thinking about the event cruise being your first one, then just type in smoky maggots. That's this week's word, smoky maggots. The second question is just adhering to the group rules, which is essentially no spamming and being nice to everybody. Okay, but yeah, consider becoming part of the Facebook group. Of course, we already talked about Patreon. Again, thank you, Patreon members.
Thank you. Yes.
So there you go. Okay, let's go on.
Okay.
Patricia says, you're doing summer hours work now, so you can stay up a little later. Okay, excellent. Macrina's
Awesome.
like, okay, I'm paying full attention now. Sorry, I was preoccupied. How dare you? How dare you not be fully engrossed in what we're doing? We're going to have to make you walk the plank again. Elaine's like, I'll be there.
Yay.
McElveens are going to be there.
Yay.
What?
Oh, no.
What's that all about?
Oh, no. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I hope you're okay.
Yeah.
Bev's going.
Me too.
What's Bev going to do without you? Fantastic, right? Everybody's still trying to get over their blisters. Their calluses now. Thank you, John. Appreciate you being here. Still dealing with the marks on my feet. Be a Patreon. Yeah, we had a Patreon dinner. Patreon-only dinner, too.
Mm-hmm.
That was fantastic.
Yeah.
So we do all kinds of things.
Yes.
So. Speaking of dinner and food, it's snack time.
Yay.
For those new to the channel, every time we do a live broadcast, we're going to have snack time. So we're going to play a little snack music for you. All right, what did you guys have for your snack tonight? Leave it in the chat. We want to know what you're eating. Thank you.
We had chocolate chip cookies. Thank you.
And Mama Tall Man, where are you?
Right?
Two shows
She's
in a row.
MIA. Yeah.
What is wrong with Mama Tall Man? Good Lord, man. Walking the plank, walking the plank, walking the plank. What's up, Cam fam? Good to see you. How are you doing? Will you do a Patreon dinner again? Abso-freaking-lutely. Yep. Danny
Gotta
and
do
Jen are
it.
having popcorn.
Ooh, nice.
Nice.
We had that during our 5
Yes.
minutes prior to the show.
And we still have popcorn left, but we got these cookies and we need to make them disappear.
Yeah, couldn't help ourselves, you know.
No, they're not the best.
They're not the
chocolate
best
chip.
chocolate
No.
chip cookies,
not
but they're
bad.
okay. Yeah,
Any chocolate chip cookie is a good chocolate chip cookie for the
Exactly.
most part.
exactly.
So we hope everybody has a great week. And we'll probably be doing this every week and reminding people our live shows or typically are on Sundays, but our schedules now are all over the place and we never know what we're doing and when we're doing it.
Correct.
And sometimes we get home very late at night.
Yes.
Which makes it impossible to come on. So it's going to be floating.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're going to try to keep it on Sundays, but if we're unable to, then we're going to go the next day, right? And so, but if that keeps on happening and all of a sudden it's Wednesday, we may just go into the next week.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just all depends on what's going on.
Yeah, our schedule's definitely going to be floating.
I had another question for those who are here that were with us last week. Hey, by the way, hey, Roderick. How are you? Good to see you again.
Yeah.
Just got back from your 14 day on the Venezia.
Nice.
Self-serve ice cream.
Yes.
Ooh, I'm assuming that's what he had. So last week we were talking about robots going on the on MSC,
Yes.
robot dog and whatever.
Yes. Mhm.
And I'd put a link up in the chat. Did anyone actually go and watch that?
Yeah, we were curious if anybody saw it and if you liked it.
Yeah, because that video was crazy.
I apologize, you guys. I keep swiping at I have an eyelash or something poking me in the eye, and it is just watering and a little painful.
There's the link again if you guys wanted to see it.
Yeah, let us know.
If you didn't get a chance to, but oh my gosh. Yeah, the humanoid type robots, leaps and bounds. They
Right?
they're no longer clunky.
No, definitely not.
And what was really funny, I actually we have no affiliation with this video at all. We're not trying to promote them or anything like that. They haven't sponsored anything. It just I happened to watch that video, and 2 days later, MSC, announces that they're bringing those same robots onto their ships for entertainment value or whatever. But
Yeah.
I want to know if anybody actually watched that video
Yeah,
because it
I thought it was a really cool video.
is incredible,
Yeah, I was impressed.
incredible to see what they're doing. Truly, I mean, it's just they're not.
Not at
Yeah,
all.
go watch the video.
Yeah.
So anyway, I can't think of anything else that was on the list to talk about. I think we talked about it all.
I think we did.
Guys
I
have got to
think
go
we
on the
did.
event cruise.
Yeah.
You guys have got to go on the event cruise.
Yeah. We're going to have fun.
And like I said, I don't know what cabins are left, or if she's had to go get more. I know nothing, but the more the better. Oh, that's what we didn't say. If you are coming on the event cruise, you have to book into the event cruise.
Oh, yes.
You cannot just, you know what, we'll go and book on the, ourselves. And we do that because, again, we're not travel agents. So we're not making you book because we want the money. No, but they won't give us event space to put together the show and the events that we want to do with you if we don't have enough cabins booked for the group.
Yes.
Okay? So we need you to book into the group.
Yes, please.
Okay? So consider joining us in 2026, November 8th, out of Galveston. It's gonna be
Yes.
fantastic. McCrea's like, I'll watch after this. You forgot last week.
Ah, okay.
Event cruise is epic. Yeah, it really
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
Right?
We had fun.
Yeah, I mean, it was scavenger hunts, and Lisa and I had created a game a few years back called Sucker Darts. We brought some of those on board with us, so we had a Sucker Dart challenge, trivia challenges. We played Tall Man Feud, our version, my version, if you will, of Family Feud. Just all kinds of fun things. The scavenger hunt was epic. We had everybody going for days. That was great. We'll make sure I'm not, like I said before, I'm not sure we're going to get to do a scavenger hunt this year because.
Because we might not have enough time.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Well, we'll see if we can figure it out.
Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, consider joining us, guys. That'll be fantastic. All right. Well, I can't think of anything else to talk about.
No.
Smoky Miggets, we talked about that. You asked me to explain that. I explained that.
Yep.
The news done. All right. Well, I guess we're tired of you then. We've had enough. Of course, there's a bunch of you on with us now. I hate saying goodbye, but
I know.
Danny has a question.
Okay.
Robert, as a member of the older generation, you, not me. You're banned. I think can I to let you know, I'm pretty sure that video is AI. Just say no. Actually, it's not. I actually dug into it because that's the very first thing that I thought. In fact, oddly enough, today I watched another video of them talking about how robotics in the companies in China that are putting these robotics out are just leaps and bounds ahead of others. And those same robots were in that article that I watched today. It wasn't a CNN piece, but it was kind of a news piece. But yeah, no, that was not AI.
And if you watch closely when they're stepping, they catch their balance just like we do. It's pretty cool.
But I thought it was too, Danny. I really did. But if you go and look just a little bit, you'll find it's crazy.
Yeah.
We had a duck from the duck toss. Yeah. I don't know. We gave out, I don't know, hundreds of ducks. Macrina wants to know if Danny's practicing his sucker darts. Yeah, we gave everybody a sucker dart game too. Mm-hmm. Laughed so hard the cheeks hurt, right? It was fun. Tall man feud champions. Yes. Potato.
Love it.
Peace, Robert. Thank you, buddy. Yes. Who will be the champion this year?
I don't know.
I still have to figure out how we're going to do it because Alyssa's not going to be there.
Yeah.
We still have to figure out how everything's going to run.
Yep. We'll figure something out.
You might be able to run Tall Man Feud because I'm hosting it, so you were just sitting in the audience. So
True.
Maybe you can.
I could do that.
Yeah.
But the rest of the show, I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. That's what
out.
we do.
I know a bunch of you out there are tech savvy and have volunteered, so we may have to take you up on it.
Yep.
Oh, thank you for the thumbs up. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Danny's like, Macrina, I have a set at work. We are practicing daily.
Love it.
Macrina's like, I'm still finding ducks in hidden places.
TMI, Macrina.
We did throw out some little ducks.
We did.
They could get lodged in places easily enough.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, good Lord. Well, we got some. What are we having tonight? Pot roast? The stew?
Yeah, stew.
We're having stew tonight.
We are.
It's stew tonight. All right. I'm tired of y'all. Well, you know the drill. We don't have to go home, but we do have to get the out of here. Peace. Love you. Mean it.